What's going on, guys? Welcome back to La Conversacion. Aquí otra vez estamos. That's right. Season 2, Episode 2, guys. Man, let's get it. All right, guys. Today, I have a special guest. That's right. This guy can even break into your phones. Break into your phones.
Don't
What?
Don't say that. Just kidding.
Let me tell you about this guy, right? He has over 1,000 followers in Facebook, almost 230 Instagram followers. He has opened 2 stores in the past 5 years. Here he is, Eddie Ramirez.
Hi, guys. Thank you for coming to my shop. Jesse, thank you so much for hosting the podcast here.
Yeah, bro.
I really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, no, thank you for having us here, man. It's we've been talking for a little bit. This happened kind of quick. I mean, I'm not gonna be lying. This happened quick.
Yeah, it did. I'm not gonna lie. I'm one of those type of guys that like
You want to get
on the
things
spot.
done.
As if an idea comes out, I'm like, let's do it.
Yeah, and
I know I had like rejected you originally. Well, not rejected you, but postponed it. Right? Rejected it.
Let's go back to
we had postponed it.
Postponed is better.
Later
better
on,
word.
like in spring, but I was like, you know what? Why don't we just do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And definitely thank you so much for being here and letting us borrow your shop, a Techie. Guys, let's talk about you. Okay?
Sure.
Let's talk about you because I know you for a bit in high school, right? We know each
Back
other
in high
from
school,
high
yeah, it's
school.
been
And back in high school we were different. I think
A lot different.
So I want to know about high school, right? I want to know what happened to this Eddie. What happened to this guy that evolved to this businessman, this entrepreneur guy? What happened? How did this happen? How did it happen from high school to now? So tell me your story.
I mean, I guess what happened was I got expelled from school.
Oh my God.
But no, hold on.
Let's go.
Everything happens for a reason, and that's how
True,
I believe things.
true.
Funny enough, as soon as I got expelled, I actually ended up getting my GED right away.
Okay.
But I guess the biggest thing is like being put in a situation where you're like, I would say, like cornered. You're kind of pushed to do things a lot differently and in different aspects and go different routes than your typical person that would go. For me, I mean, it's been a long time coming, and I've always wanted to do better, but never had the right guidance, I guess you could say. So kind of trying to figure that out is is difficult. So I've gone through job to job. I used to work 2 different jobs. I used to work at the gas station for like 3 years. I worked at Wendy's. I worked at Chili's. I've done all those type of jobs. In all honesty, when I had enough one day, some manager was being an asshole, basically.
Yeah.
To me. And I ended up quitting on the spot. Again, I'm those type of dudes that like just right away, I'm just like, man, forget this.
I'm out of here.
And so I ended up quitting, and I know I should have not done that right there because obviously I have rent and bills to pay, right?
Yeah. But at the same time, it's like if that manager or that business is not treating you well, you're not gonna be there.
Yeah, I mean, for shitty pay, getting
Exactly.
paid $7 an hour, it's like I can't take this, and I just wanted something better,
Yeah.
So I remember being so frustrated, and I was like, I gotta find another job, and so I go to the mall, the one in Burton Hills, and I started applying to all these like retail stores. And funny enough, I don't know if it was just my motivation, my ambition to try to get something better. People were trying to hire me on the spot right there. I remember walking into Boco, and the manager was right there, and I asked her, I was like, man, are you guys hiring? And she's like, yeah. She's like, show me what you got. And I mean, working at the gas station, I deal with customers, but not like where I have to like actually talk to them, conversate.
Yeah.
So I definitely had to get out of my comfort zone. But I was like, I don't give a damn. So I literally went up to a customer right away, and I was like, hey, how you doing? How can I help you out? Just try to like, make sure. I was like, man, I'm going to get this job somehow, some way.
Yeah.
The manager was just completely impressed. She was like, you know what? I'm going to hire you. Come back this date, whatever. And I was like, yes. But I didn't stop there. I ended up kept walking, and I come across this T-Mobile. And and the manager was there, and I asked him too. I was like, "Hey, are you guys hiring?" And I talked to him for a little bit, and same thing happened. He was just like, "You know what, man? I really like you. I'm gonna hire you."
Yeah.
And he hired me right there on the spot. Like I literally started working that day.
That day that
that day.
He's like, "Here's a shirt.
Yeah.
Start working."
Now, I've always wanted to work at a wireless store because I heard it was good money, good commission, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the position I got was like the most basic position, and they either offered me hourly pay or commission. And I obviously took the hourly pay at first because I have no experience and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the hourly pay was basically the same thing. It was $8 an hour, so not much more. But I knew it was a foot in the door to try to get some different type of experience. And luckily enough, it actually did work out. A couple months later, that manager actually ended up leaving to an authorized retailer of AT&T. He ended up telling me to come over, and from there on, I mean, my success just kept growing. I really loved it. When I got into AT&T, within a few months, I got promoted to manager. Eventually, things just kept going well. I was just so motivated to keep making more money and just having a different aspect.
Stop giving me money, guys.
Having a different aspect of like business, just not being your typical cashier is obviously a huge different experience and something that I enjoyed doing. And at that time, I was honestly one of the youngest managers there. I was only 21.
Was there a lot of jealousy, do you think, around that time?
I had trouble with employees that were my employees. There was definitely some, envious people. But, luckily I had a lot of support too from, people that were trying to support me and had my back and gave me a lot of advice. Melissa, I know she's helped me out a lot. If you're watching this, thank you so much.
Shout out to Melissa.
Sarah Bears, she's also someone that really helped me out a lot. And
there's all these people that from like that
from
company?
AT&T. Yeah, there were people that, have been in there for a while, and they give me, tips on how to manage people and things like that. And I stayed focused. I had trouble. I remember having trouble with one of my guys too, Ramon. But we talked it out, he was older than me, so I know, obviously a young cat coming in here trying to tell you what to do.
It's always tough.
One of those things like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But one of the things that taught us there is lead the way, basically by example.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what I did. Instead of trying to tell people what to do, I would do it, and then everybody would just kind of follow along.
Yeah.
We ended up creating a great team. We ended up becoming number one in the market region. I ended up winning a trip to like Los Cabos. I did really, really good while there. I was up,
And what year was this? Sorry to cut you off, but what year was this? Because
this was, I want to say 2013, 2014.
Wow.
Those years.
Yeah.
I was at AT&T, an authorized retailer, for about 8 years. And yeah, I mean, I just kept climbing the corporate ladder per se. Unfortunately, I was going to become a district manager, but somebody that had more tenure than me ended up getting it. But I was like, this close.
Boo.
But again, things happen for a reason. If that didn't happen, I would have never started this.
Right, guys. Let's talk about Techie now. So 2013, right? That happened. You didn't get that spot.
I worked.
How did this happen though? Like, was this just like an idea?
Yeah,
a hobby.
On my final years of being at AT&T, I took over one last store, which was in Waukegan.
Yeah.
Did my best. I flipped the store from like an $800 a month store to a $30,000 a month store, and then it's just a lot of things changed at that time. People got different positions, stuff like that. So I felt like I had to start all over as far as like, showing how good I am and stuff like that to kind of progress. So eventually I had one of those moments too where I was just like, you know what, I'm done, I'm quitting. And I quit on the spot, which again, I should have not done.
What's up with you?
I know. But, I was just so frustrated. I was just like frustrated that like I wanted to do something different again. It was time. And the way I thought about Techie, so part of my background too is I've always been into like graphic design ever since I was younger. I used to make websites and stuff like that. I went to DeVry for under a year. I ended up dropping out. I'm not good at school. I can't.
You can't
I don't
just-
follow along.
You-
I go in my own pace, which is a fast pace, so I rather learn on my own.
Yeah.
So I was there, and when I was taking classes, I was like, man, this is too slow for me. So I was just like, no. But I knew how to make graphic designs, websites, and all that. So I was trying to think of a business that I can start up,
Right.
and start from there. So I was walking again at the mall, but not in Burn Hills this time. This time it was at Gertie Bell's.
Okay.
But what happened was I was walking through, and there was multiple kiosks that I saw that were repair shops.
Yeah, there is.
And being, at AT&T, I've learned that every time I go to a retail shop, I'm always like judging how they treat customers, how they greet you, things like that. So that's exactly what I was doing when I was running through these repair kiosks. I was like, And I just thought to myself, I was like, man, these guys, honestly, they suck. As far as customer service wise, they suck. Like, yeah, they may be able to repair phones and stuff like that. But in my head, I was just like, if I had a repair shop, I would be running it so much more better.
Yeah, smoother, better.
Way better, image, things like that, treating your customers right type of thing. Because I remember asking one of the guys there, and he was just like, I'm a salesman. At the end of the day, that's what I consider myself more than anything, is that I'm in the sales game. So when I started Techie, I actually didn't know how to repair phones at all.
And that's another question. Yeah, how did this become a thing then?
So what I did...
YouTube.
Yeah, honestly, not just YouTube. I mean, YouTube, the website, Google, everything.
Yeah.
Any type of resources. Again, I'm the type of dude that I just go in my own pace. I do my research. I study on it. So I went back home. I spent weeks building my website.
Right.
My logo. I changed my logo like 5 times before I perfected it. And I was like, all right, we're sticking with this one for a while. And I just started by only repairing iPhone screens. And believe me, I mean, for me, it was really hard. My first job that I got, or the first customer that I had, I messed up like 3 times. And luckily enough, he knew the situation that I was going to. Obviously, I was starting off, blah, blah,
Yeah.
And he gave me a chance to like make things right. But yeah, over time, obviously, I got better. I started adding more services to my list. I went from only repairing screens to now, changing batteries as well, and so on. And it just kept going on, and I kept adding more things onto my service list, and it just kept growing.
Yeah.
I ended up actually hiring external contractors that I started, sending more complicated jobs to, and I just kept building like that. Honestly, every time I would talk about my company to people, I would never tell them it's my company. I would tell them that I worked for this company. I would just act like if it were some professional company.
Why?
Just, one, I don't like telling people that I own a company. It just kind of, for me, it kind of sounds cheesy, stuff like that. I'm not there yet.
Is it cheesy or bragging about it, and then people
feel like
kind of
it's
like give
bragging.
you the bad vibes and like te echan a sal and all that stuff?
I don't really care what people think, to be honest, as far as that goes.
Then
But
what
for
would
me
you think?
personally, it's like I feel like it's just not the way to approach things,
Right.
I try to be as humble as possible.
Right.
I'm an asshole here and there, but
But and it's always good to be humble, because you just never know who you're talking to.
yeah, for sure. I mean, now obviously people more and more know about it, so I tell them, yeah. But like in the beginning, obviously I'm the technician. I didn't have a shop. I did only mobile services, so I would go to people's homes and fix stuff there. I just did, like I said, I didn't want to say like, oh yeah, I'm the owner and I'm also the technician.
Now let me ask you about this. Did your family, friends supported this, or were they like, nah, you're never gonna accomplish it, or were they putting you down? They giving you, the positive vibes?
I got a lot of shit from a lot of people.
It's always.
It happens, and at that time, I had a mentality of just do it.
Yeah.
And anybody that kept bringing up like, oh, you're gonna run to these problems, you're gonna run to this and that. What if this happens? And I was like, look, when it happens, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Just plain and simple. And that's the way you should be approaching things a lot of time. I mean, I'm not saying don't prepare yourself, obviously. But if you're always looking at what if things, then you're never going to move. You got to start baby steps.
You're always going to get stuck right there.
I started with no inventory. I would have to book clients, order inventory in advance.
Mm-hmm.
go into their house, fix it. If I made a mistake, it was a struggle, obviously, but I sucked it up, and I saved up, and eventually I got first I had a little office that finally got an office, so now I could tell people that I actually had somewhere that they can go. And then I got an actual shop, which was the best thing ever. I love that shop, honestly. Round Lake, it was really great.
You were there for 5 years because you just told me that you just closed it.
Yeah, so we're actually relocating it and going to be opening up in springtime. We're still probably going to stay in Round Lake.
Okay.
We're just going to make it more like how our now's location is looking now.
Yeah. That's good.
But yeah, so the Round Lake location, I didn't open it. It was 3 years total that we've had it because I did mobile services for about 2 years.
And you opened that on 2017?
No, 2018.
2018? I got my notes wrong then.
2019, actually. I'm sorry. 2018, 2019.
But so you had your business for
But I've been
2017.
I started my business in 2017, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But then you opened your first shop in 2019?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So I got my facts right. Okay. And that's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
And then this one in Niles that we're in right now, you just literally opened it 6 months ago.
Yep, exactly. This we've been setting it up. It took a little while, we got this floor done. We're still setting up. But I have to open up and start. Customers are already coming in.
Yeah.
The client base here is huge.
How many clients do you get usually in a day?
Right now, it's still starting off. I would say about 3-4 customers, that call, actually come in.
Yeah.
But phone calls wise, we get a lot of phone calls throughout the day.
Is that just about tech support, or they're like, hey, can I schedule?
Yeah, mainly they're asking for quotes, shopping around, things like that. Honestly, this location, I'm not expecting, I don't ever expect like a rush of people to come here. I do most of my marketing through social media.
Yeah.
So I talk to customers there, set up appointments, they come in here, and we get them fixed. I got this place because it's a really good place. The price was right. It's a good area, and it was a lot farther than my other shop.
Yeah.
Because in my other shop in Round Lake, I have people that come from Waukegan, even from Milwaukee and Wisconsin. They drive all the way to come see us because there's services that we specifically offer that we only offer that I know other shops just don't. That, or people just tell me all the time, like, oh man, they screwed me over, or they did this and they didn't do it right.
Do you think it's not mostly about the pricing differences, but it's about the customer service, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Right?
So again, I'm a salesman through and through. I'm not gonna say I'm expensive because that's not the way you should say things, but my prices are good. My quality is great, and that's the most important part.
Yeah.
And I always take care of my customers. If anybody ever comes back with an issue, I do my best to make sure I take care of them. I try to go above beyond, and just the same concept that I've learned in AT&T. When I worked at AT&T, they used to always tell me, run this shop like if it were your own business. So that's what I did, and I'm taking the same exact ideas. It's funny because my brother tells me, he's like, dude, you're doing everything that you did in AT&T, but over here now, like, yeah, because it's the same concept.
Exactly. You should do that all the time,
Yeah.
Especially you have your baby right here.
Yep.
This is your baby, bro.
Yep, this is my baby.
So, like I said in the beginning, you break into cell phones. I didn't try to say like you break into cell phones, but I see a lot of pictures.
I don't hack into cell phones.
Yeah, he doesn't do that. Okay, guys, let me clarify on that. I don't
go into people's phones or anything like that. I don't do that.
I wanted to ask you because I see a lot of pictures you post and stuff like that. What does that mean though? Like if phones are locked, like if other people are bringing them from another company, is that what it is?
Yeah, so we carrier unlock phones. So carriers tend to lock their phones, so they don't use them with other carriers. So we get those unlocked. Like a lot of Sprint and Boost Mobile customers always have difficulty getting those unlocked. Customer service with them. It's horrible.
Y para eso, something like that, does it cost a lot to just bring
it depends on the model. It depends on the season too. Because sometimes the unlock process isn't working. Servers go down, things like that. We have to change methods or different ways.
So there's a method to all this.
Yes,
it's not just put in a number that you
I have people
know.
come and tell me like, oh, can you teach me how to do this? I'm like, I can't because things change all the time. Phones come out every 6 months, so there's always updates, and Apple's trying to do things, and obviously Apple's trying to take the repair competition away. they're always telling customers like they can't do this, they can't do that, that it's impossible. When in reality, it is possible.
Yeah.
Just
So it's better to come to this kind of businesses instead of just going to the main, like Apple or
personally,
Samsung.
I
Or
mean, if
anything
I
like
were
that.
a consumer, yeah, I would go honestly to a repair shop like this. One, you don't have to wait. You're gonna end up waiting just so you can get turned around at the end of the day.
See.
Apple's thing is sell, sell, sell. They don't want you to repair your old 3-4 year old phone. They want you to buy the latest one that they have. So yeah, of course, that's why they turn around when they see like little things that like, oh, we can't fix it because of this or that. They basically tell you just go back home, or well, they don't tell you go back home. They're like, here, buy this.
Hey, look at the, I'm telling you.
It happens a lot with
Yes.
MacBooks. I mean, you'd think like they should definitely have an extensive repair system, and they don't. Because MacBooks, I mean, they're not cheap whatsoever. You're spending $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 on these type of devices. And
Yeah.
now with the phones, we're up there too. You know, we went from $500-$600 phones to now $1,000, $1,300, $1,400. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So like, just to tell somebody like, oh no, you can't fix it because of just some dumb reason is ridiculous. You know.
Yeah.
We-
I'm sorry to cut you off
Yeah, go
again.
on.
Is it better to buy a refurbished phone, or is it better just to like?
Well, we sell refurbished phones. I used to buy new phones myself all the time.
Yeah.
But then I got into a habit of buying used phones too, because I'm just like,
So,
what's
but
the point?
Porque para mí, like refurbished means like somebody used it and they returned it for something else better than, you know, because something is wrong with this phone. That's
so
for me.
there's
right?
two different things. So there's pre-owned and then there's refurbished. So pre-owned is that's what you're talking about.
Oh.
You know? A refurbished phone would be like a phone that someone, let's say I bought and I fixed it and then I resold it.
Yeah.
So if there was a cracked screen on it and I fixed it, then that's now a refurbished phone. But like we offer warranty on the phones here. We offer a 30-day warranty on any defects. If we ever saw any pre-owned or refurbished phones, most of our customers that buy phones from, they never complain. They'll usually give us compliments and they come back and they buy more. We have a lot of customers that actually buy them, take them to different countries, Mexico, you know, Colombia, whatever.
Yeah.
So
Mira. Hasta Colombia se los llevan. Crazy.
everywhere, India too. I used to have I still do sort of business with him, but I have a client that buys like 5-6 phones from me at a time, and I would ship them to India for him and stuff. So
For his.
it's just cheaper for them out here because I guess out there they're just more expensive. They're overpriced.
Per
So,
se.
yeah.
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
want to make money over there
Yep.
too. Besides phones and laptops, you also do PCs and game systems.
Yeah. So
So
we
that's
actually
crazy.
just-
Like,
we started doing game systems last year, laptops about 2 years ago, and computers and all that.
yeah,
I should have done probably the laptops and computers sooner because I used to mess around with that when I was younger, but again, it was more of the practice thing.
gotcha.
But yeah, go ahead. Sorry,
But jinx.
but
But is it like how much experience do you have in this? Because is it the same method and stuff, or
you know what? It's very similar. I mean, game systems are just like computers.
Yeah.
They have the same, pretty much, you know, they have CPU, heat sinks, fans, obviously your motherboard, and, you know, simple things like that. The thing that I personally don't do is soldering. So it's the soldering, anything that's soldering, I have an external contractor that I send to.
okay?
Anything like that, you know, people bring me in, I'll take it to him, and he takes care of all my soldering work.
Mira.
So anything that's like shorted out, if something doesn't power on right, it's not just a simple change of part. You know, we got to take out the board. With phones, it's a little bit more complex. It's, you know, they do micro soldering. They got to put it under a microscope, so it's a little bit more difficult, but still possible. And this is another reason why a lot of customers love coming to us, because we're one of the few shops that actually offers this, you know, these services. You go to a lot of shops and they'll tell you that we don't do soldering at all,
Yeah.
which I could have been the same, but I know there's obviously a huge market for that. So hiring an external contractor ends up, you know, benefit both of us. He gets his money and we get our money too. So
Yeah, I mean you rise up, you know, together, so
Yep.
that's even better. Personal question: I do have a Nintendo, an old Nintendo, that doesn't turn on. I'm gonna bring it in.
Yeah, bring it in, man. We
Even the old Nintendos, like those gray ones, the
I've
box
had,
ones.
Yes, I've had.
No way.
Yeah, I have one in the back too right now. I'm actually a huge fan of Nintendo. I collect all their systems.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm missing right now is the Super Nintendo. If anyone has it, well, don't overprice me.
Wait, the Super Nintendo, the 64?
No, so there's the regular Nintendo, which is the NES, and then there was a Super Nintendo, and then after that was the Nintendo 64.
Oh, okay.
So I'm missing the Super Nintendo.
I don't have that one.
But yeah, I've had people bring me old ass devices, Game Boys, Nintendo DS's still, things like that. Even with the PlayStations, I've gotten PlayStations 2s still.
Yeah.
That people just want to keep and fix, and again, it's just one of those nostalgia things. They're collectors, and
yeah.
But yeah, we fix anything. I mean, I try not to turn customers away, even if it's may not be worth the price. If I can't be the judge of if it's worth the price. I have to let them decide that. And that's the problem with a lot of businesses is that they're already turning themselves down before the customer even turns them down.
Right.
They're like, oh, we just can't do it because it's not worth it. It may seem like it's not worth it to you, but it may seem worth it to the customers. I have customers that are willing to pay to get this type of stuff done. They're just like, I just want it done. I don't care how much it is. Just do it for me.
Just get it. Exactly.
Exactly. So yeah, I try not to turn customers away whatsoever.
And that's good, man, because you just don't know their background.
Yep.
You
exactly.
just gotta know the people. What's your favorite type of game? Which game is your favorite?
I'm a huge Legend of Zelda fan.
Zelda?
Huge Legend of Zelda fan. Yeah, I love Link. I collect all that type of stuff. Pokemon too. I mean, anything Nintendo honestly in general. But my top one for sure is Legend of Zelda. I've played every single game.
I couldn't get into Zelda. Like I played it.
I know
it was
it's
okay,
not for everybody. It's not.
For me, it was just Super Mario all the time. Mario.
Yeah, I love Mario too. Yeah, for sure. I mean,
do you have Mario Bros like the Brawl?
Yeah,
Super Smash Brothers. There you go.
Smash Brothers. Yeah, I'll beat your ass on that.
Yo, let's go. Let's go. Who wants to see that? Who wants to see that?
We'll play in the here next time.
Let's go right now.
Podcast. Hey, let's see who wins. So we'll set that up. But yeah, no, I love playing. The only one that so far that could beat my ass so far is my sister Jocelyn. She beats me with fucking Kirby here and there. But,
yeah. Yeah, no, one of my cousins. No, he's really good.
He was I'm like, really with Kirby? Wow.
Bro, man, this is awesome. Now let's change the subject, right? Let's talk about a little bit more on a personal level, right? Your dog, bro, Sky. I saw a couple pictures. It's a beautiful dog, bro.
Yeah, Sky is my baby. She's a really spoiled ass dog. I swear to God. I've done the most for her.
Yeah. How old is she?
She is 7 years now. She's going on to 8. She'll be 8 in April.
And so you got her like as a.
I got her as a baby when she was barely 2 months.
Yeah.
It was funny when I first got her. So I really wanted a husky. I've always wanted a husky since I was younger. So I was shopping around and I found a family that had just had puppies. So I go over there with my family and. They had the bunch of puppies there.
Yeah.
Sky was the first one that I grabbed, and I didn't even bother looking at anybody else. As soon as I grabbed her, she just gave me this look, like this mean ass look, that I was just like, "This is the one. I'm taking it." And yeah, she's a really rare husky, man, because she's a really good dog. I mean, she's really well behaved. She goes up and down with me everywhere. She comes to me at my shop. She drives with me everywhere. Yeah. If I go to my mom, she just goes there. She chills. She doesn't bark. She's such a good dog. She's very sweet.
No, yeah. I'm just mentioning this because I see a lot of pictures of you and your dog, and I think like the relationship's awesome. Yeah. You always want to have somebody, even if it's a pet, always there.
Yep.
So it's amazing that you two are taking this journey together.
Yep.
So
she's part of my journey for sure.
Is that why the blue floor right here?
Well, yeah. So. My favorite color is blue.
Yeah, I can see.
That's why I made my logo blue and all that stuff. Part of the reason why I got Sky too is because of blue eyes, obviously, too. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of blue. I wear all types of shades of blue, as I'm wearing right now. Blue pants.
Blue pants. I think that's a common thing.
That's a funny thing, right? Hey. I got a blue anchors here. A little blue and white. A little blue in
there. When I asked you to do this podcast, right? I told you I want to do this podcast because you're such a positive guy. Your smiles and everything like that. And I see your post on Instagram or Facebook, right? And you're always singing, bro. You're always singing. And I'm like, dude, this guy doesn't care. He's just like jamming to whatever is on either. I don't know, do you listen to just radio or is it just something on your
It's
on your
my
phone?
random playlist.
Random
playlist,
okay, and then you start singing. You're like, and what makes you think like of like, hey, I'm gonna record myself. I'm just gonna like sing it and put it out there. Why?
I don't know. I just I love to sing. I don't think I sing good or anything like that. I don't do it to show off.
Do
Like,
people
look at-
compliment you or
Yeah,
anything like that? Yeah.
I have a lot of people that hit me up. They're like, oh, look at you singing, blah blah. And I'm like, they tell me pretty much the same thing, that I'm always positive and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Here and there, I'll get some naysayers, but I don't care. Like I said, I don't do it for. I do it for myself, I guess. I'm always driving around up and down, so it's one of those like just me moments type of thing.
Right.
Sometimes it helps me stay awake too. I'll be driving a lot. I get a little sleepy, so I'm like, hey, I gotta
get something. Let me pop some music and then let me vibe, with a positive. Now, do you think like music changes your mood all the time, or if you are feeling bad, or
it can
have a spot?
I mean, music has such a huge impact on people in general. That's why I love listening to music. But yeah, depending, I guess, on the song, it can definitely change your mood. As soon as I feel that mood, it's like change.
Yeah.
And you just a song.
I don't like that one. No, it's a no.
No, it's not even like that. I listen to all types of songs, and I'm just a huge music fan. I listen to almost every genre. I listen to orchestra too. I love listening to like Hans Zimmer. From like the Interstellar album. My brother got me into that. I listen to here in the shop when I'm just like focused and stuff like that. And but yeah, all types of genres for me, to be honest. I don't really, if it sounds good into my ears, I'm listening to it, even if it's another language.
Yeah, porque no? Let's go back a little bit in the high school, right? So in high school, I don't remember too much. We really didn't talk too much, right? Here and there, because we had like same type of group, friends and stuff like that. Pero qué pasó? Like, was it just like the people that you were hanging out that you were just like that, and then I know where you are a different guy today? Was that it? And that's why do you still talk to those people? Do you still talk to that group of friends, or is it just like
no? I mean, not like that, I guess I could say. Like I have a couple of them on Facebook as friends, but we don't talk like that. Honestly, I've always been money driven.
Yeah.
I know I did a lot of bad things back in the day, but I've always done things with reason. I've never tried to look out for trouble.
Yeah.
Typically trouble came looking for me. Unfortunately, that was the case of how I got expelled too. Yeah. That's why I try to be as positive as possible, because, like I said, everything happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You can't let things like that, get you down. But I got into a fight, obviously, and this fight wasn't even a fight that I started. Somebody wanted I kept hearing rumors that people wanted to come at me and stuff like that. And I tried to tell the school board about it, but they completely ignored me. I told them if it happened, I'm gonna defend myself. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fighter, dude. I can throw hands, but I don't go out looking for trouble. Like just try to start fights with random people or anything like that. I've never been that way. People try to come to me for some reason.
Was it because you were just like a bigger guy? Because I remember you were a little bigger. Yeah. Back in the day.
I don't know exactly what it was, man. I've always tried to keep to myself for the most part. People who really knew me, they'd be like, "Man, Eddie, you were always so chill. You were always so quiet. Like, you didn't seem like you were really like trying to start trouble." And I really wasn't. I was just. But it could have been my image too, the group that I hung out with, obviously, and things like that.
It's always like that.
But I ended up walking away from everything. I made my decision, and it was the best decision ever. And I know when I walked out, a few other people walked out as well too, and tried to go a different path. I've always had a leadership type of way. People would follow me, and which is great. Even now that I'm glad that I can motivate and give people the right advice, regarding business and things like that. They come ask me for questions and stuff. So I don't mind that at all. I love helping people out. So
Yeah, and that's an amazing story, because there's people all the time, everywhere else, that they go through this. They go through hard life and high school, and the type of friends that you have, or just the groups of people that you have around there, and you never think of anything else, after that.
Yeah.
And it's awesome to hear you say that there is something else. If you just be apart, get your life together, there's something else. You just gotta fight, and have a positive attitude.
Yep, exactly. People always talk about like for example, loyalty. Be loyal to your people, be loyal to your friends. But you forget about being loyal to yourself. Like you gotta be selfish at some point.
Be ruthless.
And if you're trying to be the guy that's trying to do things for others and stuff like that, but you're not even helping yourself out, then you're doing it wrong. You gotta make sure you're in a good position. And even for me now, I feel like I'm not there yet at all whatsoever. I'm not where I want to be, anywhere close to it yet. I still have a lot more coming, and I can't wait. I'm excited, and there's a lot of ups and downs. I mean, even with Techie, I've had my ups and downs. Like, don't get me wrong. It's not all just boom, 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 booming. There's struggles that I've been through, situations that I have to face, mistakes that I've made. Even this year, honestly, this year's probably been one of my biggest years that I've struggled on some things. But one of the things I learned is just never be content. Keep pushing forward. Don't be content with what you have. You can do so much more better. The moment you're content is when things start like, okay, hold on.
Yeah.
You weren't, you're not there yet. Like, you should have not been content yet. So, like, you just got to keep moving forward and just don't stop. There's more to it than just starting up. This is only the beginning.
Yeah, it's always a journey. It's always a journey, and it's awesome to hear about making mistakes is part of life. It's part of life, and it gives you the definite idea of how to do it next time. Like, I'm gonna change things. So that's how you learn all the time. And I learn all the time when I'm doing videos, podcasts with people, whatever it is. I'm always learning and improving. So, Eddie, top 3 artists. What do you think?
Top 3 artists as musicians?
Yeah.
Man, people are gonna hate me for this one.
Let's go. Oh yeah.
For sure, my top artist is gonna be Kanye, and not just him rapping. I mean, him making music in general. He makes so many beats for the top artists out there. Jay-Z, back in the day. Everybody. I mean, almost every main artist has had a song produced by Kanye. And he has such a style that when I hear a song and that's not him, singing, I could be like, oh shit, that's definitely Kanye's beat. I'm such a huge fan of Kanye, to be honest, and I know a lot of people give him shit because he has crazy thoughts, whatever. But it's like Einstein says, just because you think he's crazy because you don't understand him. At the end of the day, that's all it is. People don't understand.
They don't understand.
When you're at somebody's level like that, you see different things. At some point in time, people thought Michael Jackson was crazy as hell too, but you just don't understand what the hell they're going through. With so much fame, so much success, people surrounding.
There's a struggle in there.
But I'm trying to think who would be my second artist, man. I can't even think like that.
Put you on the spot.
Oh, put me on the spot here. My second artist. Who's your first artist? Give me an idea. How about that?
For me?
Yeah.
For me, right now, at this moment, it will be J Balvin, bro.
Okay.
Just the vibes, the energy that he has. I just love his music. Same thing with Bad Bunny. I like to listen to all reggaeton and stuff like that.
Okay.
Back in the day, it was like T.I., Pitbull. I just like that techno vibe that he has.
Oh, which reminds me now that you said that. So my second artist for sure is gonna be Deadmau5. I love house music, progression like that. I listen to Deadmau5 a lot. I don't know if you've seen my videos. Usually in the morning is usually what I hear is Deadmau5. I like a lot of songs without lyrics.
Yeah.
Just because it gives you a chance to kind of just think of whatever you want instead of what someone's
saying. Yeah.
But he also is a really great musician, and my third one now is Daft Punk.
Daft Punk.
If they made a concert again, which I don't think they ever will, but if they ever do, I'm going. I don't give a fuck how much money it is.
You'll be right there. First in line.
For sure. I'm a huge fan of them too. I know a lot of people think they're a little weird and stuff like that. But I'm more old school, so I like to listen to that type of stuff. And a lot of the songs they make too, they're now like hip hop songs and stuff like that. And they actually help with a lot of the producing with songs that are out there today too. So, yeah.
Well, Eddie, that's it for today.
Awesome, man.
That's
Awesome.
it. So thank you so much for being here on the podcast. Thank you so much for being second guest in season 2.
Awesome.
And
man.
Conversaycion. Guys, check out Techie. They're usually open mostly what? Tell me the hour.
Monday through Friday, we're open now we're going to be open from 11 to 8. Saturday, 11 to 5. And Sunday, 12 to 5. So.
Oh, check them out. I'll put the phone number down below, the website too. Just click on the link. You'll talk to Eddie or some supporters here.
I usually answer all the phone calls, so you'll probably
you'll get Eddie
personally. Yeah. Don't be calling me, harassing me though. Right?
I want to get unlocked on my phone. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time.